You walk into Best Buy in early 2026 and see it proudly displayed on the showroom floor. A gleaming 55-inch television with breathtaking picture quality, razor-thin bezels, and marketing that promises cinema-level experiences in your living room. It's the bestseller, flying off shelves, with rave reviews plastered across the display. The price seems reasonable for what you're getting. 6 months later, that same TV is a paperweight sitting in your living room, plagued with screen burn-in, dead pixels, failing backlights, and software that crashes constantly. This isn't an isolated incident. Thousands of owners are discovering the hard way that this year's hottest television is actually a ticking time bomb of engineering shortcuts and cost-cutting decisions that prioritize sales over longevity. Before we dive into exactly why this popular TV fails so catastrophically and what you should buy instead, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and drop a like on this video. Now tell me, which TV are you using right now and what problems are you facing with it? Share your experience in the comments, because I guarantee someone else is dealing with the same nightmare. The showroom deception. When you see this television in the store, everything looks perfect. The demo content is carefully curated high-quality footage designed to showcase the best possible picture. The lighting in the showroom is controlled to minimize reflections and glare. The display settings are cranked to maximum brightness and saturation levels that look stunning for 30 seconds, but would destroy your eyes during actual viewing at home. Most importantly, these display units haven't been running long enough to develop the problems that emerge after months of real-world use. Retailers know this, manufacturers know this, but they're betting you won't figure it out until long after your return window is closed. The television we're talking about specifically is dominating sales charts because of aggressive pricing and massive marketing campaigns. The manufacturer positioned it as the affordable entry point into premium picture quality, targeting buyers who want better than basic but can't afford true high-end models. The strategy worked brilliantly for sales numbers. What consumers didn't realize is that hitting that price point required engineering compromises that fundamentally undermine long-term reliability. The panel technology uses cheaper materials that degrade faster. The processing hardware is underpowered for the features it's supposed to run. The software is rushed and poorly optimized. Quality control during manufacturing is minimal to keep production costs down. You're not getting a bargain, you're getting a device engineered to fail right after the warranty expires. Picture quality that degrades rapidly. Let's start with the most visible problem: picture quality deterioration. When you first set up this TV, the image genuinely looks good. Colors are vibrant, contrast seems solid, and motion handling is acceptable. This is the honeymoon period where everything works as advertised. Around the 3 to 4 month mark, owners start noticing subtle changes. Colors begin shifting slightly, with whites taking on a yellow or blue tint. Brightness becomes uneven across the screen, with some areas appearing dimmer than others. Black levels that were once deep and inky start looking washed out and gray. These aren't sudden catastrophic failures, but gradual degradation that creeps up on you. By month 6, the problems become impossible to ignore. Screen burn-in appears even with varied content and proper viewing habits. Static interface elements from streaming apps, channel logos, or gaming HUDs leave permanent ghost images burned into the panel. The manufacturer claims their panels have burn-in protection, but real-world usage proves otherwise. Backlight uniformity becomes terrible, with obvious bright spots and dark patches visible during any content with dark scenes. Dead pixels start appearing. Small at first, but multiplying over time. Some units develop entire lines of dead pixels stretching across the screen. Motion handling gets worse as the processor struggles with the workload, introducing judder and stutter that wasn't present initially. The television you bought for great picture quality now looks worse than budget models that cost half as much. The root cause is cheap panel technology, combined with aggressive processing that pushes components beyond their reliable operating parameters. The manufacturer used lower-grade LED backlighting that degrades quickly under the high brightness levels needed for HDR content. The LCD panel itself uses materials that age poorly, with the liquid crystals losing their ability to properly block light over time. The processing chip runs hot because inadequate cooling was used to save costs, and that heat accelerates component aging. Everything about this TV's design prioritizes looking good for the first few months while ignoring what happens afterward. It's planned obsolescence masquerading as a good deal. Software nightmares. Modern televisions are essentially computers with displays attached, and this particular model has some of the worst software in the industry. The smart TV platform runs on underpowered hardware that was barely adequate at launch, and becomes increasingly inadequate as apps get updated and demand more resources. Simple tasks like launching Netflix or switching inputs take forever. You press a button on the remote and wait 5 to 10 seconds for anything to happen. The interface lags and stutters constantly. Apps crash regularly, sometimes taking the entire TV down with them and forcing a hard restart by unplugging the power. Streaming performance is abysmal despite marketing claims about advanced connectivity. The TV claims to support all the latest streaming standards, but actual playback is plagued with problems. Video buffers constantly even with fast internet connections. Audio sync issues are common, with dialogue lagging behind lip movements. The TV randomly drops connections to Wi-Fi networks and refuses to reconnect without manual intervention. Streaming apps randomly sign you out for no reason, forcing you to re-enter passwords repeatedly. Purchased content through the TV's built-in store sometimes becomes inaccessible with error messages about licensing issues. You bought a smart TV to make streaming convenient, but you end up fighting with the interface more than actually watching content. Firmware updates make things worse instead of better. The manufacturer pushes updates that supposedly fix bugs and improve performance, but what they actually do is introduce new problems while barely addressing old ones. Some updates have completely bricked TVs, rendering them unusable until a technician performs a factory reset or hardware intervention. Other updates remove features that were advertised at purchase, with manufacturers claiming the hardware couldn't actually support what they promised. There's no way to refuse updates on many models, so you're forced to accept whatever changes the manufacturer decides to push. Imagine buying a TV that works tolerably at purchase, only to have the manufacturer remotely downgrade it months later. That's the reality with this model. Build quality issues. The physical construction of this television is shockingly poor for something marketed as premium. The chassis uses the cheapest possible plastics that feel hollow and flimsy to the touch. The bezels are thin for aesthetics but structurally weak, cracking or separating from the panel with minimal stress. The stand is wobbly and unstable, with some units arriving with stands that don't attach properly to the TV body. Wall mounting reveals more problems, as the mounting points are poorly reinforced, and there are reports of panels cracking around mount screws from the weight of the TV itself. The internal components fare no better. The power supply uses low-quality capacitors that are already failing in 6-month-old units. These capacitor failures cause all sorts of issues, from the TV not powering on to random shutdowns during use. The mainboard uses cheap solder that develops cold joints over time, leading to intermittent connectivity problems and complete board failures. Heat management is non-existent, with critical components running far hotter than they should because the manufacturer didn't include adequate ventilation or heat sinks. Opening up a failed unit reveals design choices that prioritize minimizing production costs over any consideration of reliability or longevity. The speakers are particularly awful, producing tinny, distorted sound even at moderate volumes. The marketing materials boast about advanced audio processing and premium drivers, but the reality is tiny, low-quality speakers powered by an underpowered amplifier. Most owners end up buying soundbars immediately because the TV's audio is unusable for anything beyond background noise. The remote control is cheap plastic that feels like it will break in your hand, with buttons that stick or stop responding within weeks. The packaging provides minimal protection, resulting in high rates of shipping damage that show up as cracked panels or loose internal components after a few months of use. Input lag and gaming problems. For anyone who games, this TV is a disaster. The manufacturer advertises gaming features like low input lag, high refresh rates, and ver-dur support. In practice, none of these work as promised. Input lag measurements show response times that are completely unacceptable for gaming, especially in game mode, which is supposed to minimize lag. You press a button on your controller and there's a noticeable delay before the action happens on screen. For competitive gaming or anything requiring quick reactions, this TV makes you worse at games simply because of how long it takes to display your inputs. The claimed high refresh rate is mostly marketing fiction. The TV has a native 60 Hz panel that uses motion interpolation to simulate higher refresh rates, and that processing adds latency while creating artifacts that ruin the gaming experience. Variable refresh rate support is implemented so poorly that it causes more problems than it solves, with the screen flickering and tearing when VRR is enabled. HDR gaming looks terrible because the TV's peak brightness is nowhere near what's needed for proper HDR, resulting in dim, muddy images instead of the vibrant visuals HDR is supposed to provide. Many games have UI elements that quickly cause burn-in on this TV's panel, something that shouldn't happen on a TV marketed toward gamers. Console compatibility is a joke. The TV claims to support all the latest gaming features from PlayStation and Xbox, but owners report constant handshake issues with consoles. The TV doesn't recognize connected consoles, refuses to switch to game mode automatically, or loses H-Strucker signal randomly during gameplay. Some gaming features only work with specific HDMI ports, but this isn't documented anywhere and requires trial and error to figure out. Firmware updates have broken previously working gaming features, with no timeline for fixes. If you bought this TV specifically for gaming, you made an expensive mistake. The repair and warranty nightmare. When things inevitably go wrong with this television, dealing with repairs and warranty service is an exercise in frustration. The manufacturer's warranty is intentionally limited, covering only specific component failures and explicitly excluding problems they classify as normal wear or misuse. Screen burn-in, one of the most common issues with this model, is categorically excluded from warranty coverage despite being a manufacturing defect. Dead pixels are only covered if you have more than a certain number in a specific area, meaning a few scattered dead pixels that are clearly visible aren't warranty eligible. Gradual brightness degradation isn't covered because the manufacturer claims it's expected behavior. Even for issues that are technically covered, the warranty process is designed to be so difficult and time-consuming that many owners give up. You have to provide photos and videos proving the defect, which the manufacturer often rejects as insufficient evidence. You need to be available during specific time windows for troubleshooting calls that can last hours. If a technician visit is approved, you might wait weeks for an available appointment. The technicians often can't actually fix the issues, instead replacing random components hoping something works. If the TV needs to be sent for depot repair, you're without it for a month or more with no loaner provided. Some owners report their TVs being damaged during shipping to repair facilities, leading to fights about who's responsible. Out-of-warranty repairs are prohibitively expensive when they're even possible. The proprietary components mean you can't use third-party parts or independent repair shops. You're forced to use manufacturer-authorized service at whatever price they demand. A simple mainboard replacement can cost half the original purchase price of the TV. Panel replacements cost more than buying a new television. Many times the manufacturer simply doesn't have replacement parts available for a model that's only a year old, making the TV effectively unrepairable. The calculus is intentional. They want you to buy a new TV rather than repair the old one, perpetuating the cycle of planned obsolescence. What real owners are saying: don't just take my word for all these problems. Look at actual owner reviews and experiences across forums, social media, and review sites. The pattern is undeniable and damning. Initial reviews from the first month of ownership are generally positive, with people excited about their purchase and impressed by the initial picture quality. Starting around month 3, the tone shifts dramatically. Owners start reporting the first signs of problems, software glitches, minor picture quality issues, occasional crashes. They're still giving the TV the benefit of the doubt, hoping firmware updates will fix things. By month 6, the reviews turn overwhelmingly negative. Owners are furious about burn-in, dead pixels, dying backlights, and unusable software. Many explicitly state they regret the purchase and wish they had bought a different model. Common complaints include customer service being unhelpful or hostile, warranty claims being denied on technicalities, and feeling scammed by marketing that promised quality but delivered garbage. Some owners report their TVs completely dying within 6 months, becoming expensive electronic waste that can't even be fixed. Others describe limping along with severely degraded picture quality because they can't afford to replace a TV they just bought. The consensus among actual long-term owners is clear. Avoid this television at all costs. Nearly everyone says they would not buy it again and actively warn friends and family away from it. Many have switched to competitor brands for their next purchase specifically because of how badly this model performed. The disconnect between professional reviews based on short-term testing and real owner experiences based on months of use is massive. Professional reviewers don't see the reliability issues that only emerge after extended use. Regular people living with these TVs see the truth. This is a poorly made product that fails quickly and leaves owners with expensive regret. Why this happens? Understanding why this TV fails requires looking at the business model behind modern consumer electronics. Manufacturers are locked in a race to the bottom on pricing, while consumers demand more features and better specifications. The only way to hit aggressive price targets while maintaining profit margins is through cost-cutting measures that compromise quality and reliability. Every component gets sourced from the cheapest possible supplier. Engineering shortcuts are taken throughout the design process. Quality control is minimized to reduce production costs. Testing is superficial, ensuring units work when they leave the factory, but ignoring how they'll perform after months of use. The marketing and sales cycle encourages this behavior. Televisions are primarily sold based on specifications and initial impressions, not long-term reliability. Consumers comparison shop based on screen size, resolution, features list, and price. Very few people research actual build quality or component lifespan. Manufacturers know they can cut costs on invisible things like capacitor quality or thermal management without affecting sales. By the time reliability problems emerge months later, you've already bought the TV, and the manufacturer has your money. They're betting that most consumers won't go through the hassle of warranty claims or repairs, instead just living with a degraded product or buying a replacement. The retail incentive structure makes things worse. Stores and salespeople make more money selling higher margin extended warranties than they do from the TV itself. They're incentivized to downplay reliability concerns and push warranty coverage as the solution. The manufacturers benefit from extended warranty sales, sharing revenue with retailers. Everyone in the supply chain profits from selling unreliable products with expensive warranty coverage, creating a system where quality and reliability are actively disincentivized. The only loser is you, the consumer who bought an expensive TV that fails within months. What you should buy instead. If you're in the market for a new television, skip the hyped bestsellers and focus on brands with proven track records of reliability. Look for manufacturers who use quality components, provide comprehensive warranties, and have responsive customer service. Prioritize models that have been on the market for at least 6 months, so real owner reviews can reveal any reliability issues. Don't chase the absolute lowest price in a category, as that pricing comes from somewhere and it's usually cut from quality and longevity. Pay attention to panel technology and choose carefully based on your usage. OLED offers superior picture quality, but comes with burn-in risks if you watch a lot of content with static elements. High-quality LED LCD panels from reputable manufacturers offer good longevity without burn-in concerns. Mini LED provides excellent contrast and brightness with better reliability than OLED. Avoid cheap quantum dot implementations and no-name panel sources. Research which factories actually manufacture the panels, as some budget brands use the exact same panels as premium brands at lower prices. Understanding the supply chain helps you find good value without sacrificing quality. Don't prioritize smart TV features in your buying decision. Every smart TV platform eventually becomes obsolete and slow as apps get updated and demand more resources. Plan to use an external streaming device like an Apple TV, Roku, or Nvidia Shield for smart functionality. These dedicated devices have more powerful hardware, receive longer software support, and can be upgraded independently when they become outdated. Be skeptical of heavily marketed bestsellers, especially at price points that seem too good to be true. Do deep research into real owner experiences, not just professional reviews from launch. Prioritize brands with proven reliability track records, even if it means spending more upfront. Understand that the cheapest option often costs more in the long run when it fails quickly and needs replacement. Your television is something you use for hours every day and should last for many years, so it's worth investing in quality that delivers on that time frame. If this breakdown saved you from making an expensive mistake, hit that subscribe button for more honest tech reviews that cut through the marketing hype. Drop a like if you're now reconsidering your TV purchase plans. Jump into the comments with your own TV experiences, both good and bad. Have you dealt with a television that failed quickly? Are you happily using a reliable model that just works? Your real-world perspective helps other viewers avoid these expensive mistakes, so share your story below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we expose another overhyped product that promises more than it delivers.